Good Chodesh, good Erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos, Baruch Hashem, comes quickly, and I have to be honest, so has this Rosh Chodesh arrived very, very quickly. And Emetz Hashem, we are going to be having a month ahead of lots and lots of light. I don't know if my mother heard me, but welcome, Ma, all the way from Netanya, and to everybody. And I can't yet see. I don't know if Rebbetzen, her son, is here. I'm sure that Rabbi, her son, is getting lots of nachas. My wonderful daughter is here with us. And I just really wanted to thank Rebbetzen David, Ruty, for joining us. And I have to say that it's such a pleasure to just listen to your energy. So CHAZAK ladies are blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to tell you something else, which is just so beautiful, that whenever we send out any adverts about anything going on, anything happening, it doesn't matter where it's coming from and what it's happening, Rebbetzen David forwards it so that people can share and learn Torah. And you just have to know that it is very, very much appreciated by all the people that get the messages. And I want to welcome you here and thank you for being with us with Wiser Women. And we are looking very forward to sharing and finding out where we're going to be going from here.
Thank you. So should we start?
Yeah. We
Okay.
have stragglers that join us after. Just keep going, we don't wait. There we go.
And hello to my kind friends and family who have joined to support me. It's very kind. Hi, everyone. It's a big honor to be here. Thank you so much. I hope that we can cover some ground. It's actually really fitting to go into the month of Kislev because this is all about our light, and that is who we really are. So I'm going to start with a bit of spirituality in depth, just to give an introduction to this. It was taught by my father, Rabbi Hassan. Shout out if anyone knows Rabbi Hassan from Seed. So this is part of Derech Hashem that he's teaches many people, and the family are privileged to have had a lesson classes with him during Corona as well. So we know that Hashem created the world to give of himself and to give. And he created human beings to benefit from the world and enjoy the world. Now, how do we enjoy the world, and what does that mean? So if we can imagine the sun, but billions and times brighter, we can't even look at the sun properly. So if you can imagine a much stronger light, you can't even look at that light. And if we can imagine or picture, there's no image of Hashem. If we can imagine a massive bright light that we can't even look at, and that is what they say Hashem's presence, his manifestation is. And then if we can imagine a break-off of teeny sparks from that divine light that all of us have inside of us, which is called our soul, our neshama. So Hashem has trusted all of us with a piece of him. I don't think the Queen would split herself into many pieces and give it to all the Commonwealth and all of England and whoever else. Why would she do that? Because, she's upset, we mess up, we don't give her a good name. But yet God has trusted all of us with a piece of him inside of us. And our body is a vehicle to access our inner light. So if we're given something on a silver platter for free, if you didn't work for your degree and you just got the paper saying that you passed, it doesn't feel so satisfying. But when you work hard for something, you feel a deep satisfaction that you own it. So our purpose is to get pleasure in this world. So how do we do that? How we connect? When we connect to our light, this is what helps us get pleasure into the world. Our light is me. That is who we are. But we're always going to have a pull. It's not going to be easy and on a silver platter because we've got to earn it. Animals don't have free will. They don't make decisions. Should I eat that baby cow? Should I not? Will the mother be sad? They work on instinct. They're programmed on instinct and they go for it. We have a much higher soul, and so our body is more grounded to the ground and could be more animal-like, but then our soul is higher. So we're always having a tug of war. We always have to make decisions all day. Do I get up now? Do I press snooze? Do I eat a healthy lunch? Do I eat cake for lunch? Do I skip lunch so I can be thin but be a moody cow later on? We're always balancing up what are we going to do. But our body is always pulling us to be physical and impulsive, and our light is always pulling us to shine and to do things that connect us to ourselves. So we're always making these decisions. So how do we know who and what? The first First is we need to know our soul is pure, and we say in morning blessings, Elokai Neshama, the God who gave us the soul, who gave it to us, it's pure. So we're starting with pureness, and our goal is to keep it pure. So this is our mission. So we're always struggling all day. So what does the voice of the Yetzer Hara sound like? The Yetzer Hara, he sounds quite horrible, but if we think about it, he's just there to test us, to see how committed are we to our light, and what's our light? That is us, who we really are. So things that are hard for us is normally where we're meant to be going. It's not hard for me not to eat chocolate cake. There's no struggle there. It depends where I'm holding. If I'm connected to myself, I won't be interested in the chocolate cake. But if I'm having a day when we're a bit, the chocolate cake is going to call to me because it's going to fill something inside of me that needs filling, but it's not going to do the job. So things that are hard for us is what we're meant to be aiming for, and that is what makes us shine. So if you can imagine your soul as a bright light. By the way, IKEA lamps, you can use them for Shabbos. You just cover them and it darkens. So this is our soul. And when we don't listen to our soul and we don't go by our higher calling, we block it. There's still light, but it's a bit blocked. And the more we don't listen and follow what's right for us, which we'll discuss, it's completely blocked. But is there still light? The light is still there, but there's no space for it to shine. So what our aim to do is to keep uncovering all the layers that are gonna make us shine, please God. So if you imagine a computer game, I don't know what people play or did play, Tetris, Pac-Man, I don't know, Mario. If you stay on level 1, always so boring. And if you know the code to type in that you just win and there's no challenges, boring. You want to keep upping your levels, your test resistance to see how good you are. And you get so satisfied when you finish playing this game. So we are in this computer game and things are thrown at us from all angles to see, can we jump over them? Can we knock them over? How are we going to deal with these things? So how do we deal? And let's identify the voice of the Yetzer Hara, what pulls us away from our light. I'm going to call it the darkness. We want to shine. Okay, so there's a teeny voice, teeny feeling that you have that is your light. It's very quiet, very calm, very grounded, doesn't rush, has the time. And it might say, have a little rest, or call your mum and say hi, or maybe you should clean up the kitchen. Just very soft voices. And then the Yetzer Hara comes in, because we always need an equal battle. And he's going to say, let's say I need to eat a proper lunch. So I struggle with eating. I have to make a point to sit down and eat a healthy lunch. If I don't eat, I'm really not fun to be around. So this is my inner work, is sitting and eating a healthy meal. So as I'm thinking, okay, Ruty, you need to eat, suddenly the Yetzer Hara, the dark side is putting me away. It's going to say, oh, you should wash the dishes right now, because if you leave them, it's just not right. I promise you, I never go to wash my dishes ever without a need. But suddenly, when there's something important on the agenda, I'm being pulled away. Or, you maybe should call your mother. Suddenly, I'll think of all the other excuses. Oh, I need to fold the washing, and I need to do this, and I've really got to go for a jog suddenly. And so when there's a struggle, that is your power. When there's no struggle and it's easy, it's because it's not a power, unless you've conquered that Yetzer Hara from that moment, and it's not a struggle anymore. So it's just the key number one is, let's identify that little voice that's telling us to do what's right. And then all the excuses coming up. And he's very loud, the Yetzer Hara, and very cunning and amazing excuses. And he can even be super religious. Let's say it's time for me to look after my body and exercise. I get a lot of light from exercising and I love doing it. And it might suddenly say, no, really, you should go and start collecting charity in the street and collect food to give to a charity bank. I can do that another time if that's the right time. But right now, it's the right time for me to go on running. And it's always a struggle. And what's interesting is, what do women find the hardest struggle? Can anyone volunteer? I'm not talking about losing weight, a deep one. Can anyone say? Nobody? I guess you don't struggle. That's amazing.
Taking care of ourselves.
Yes, thank you. Taking care of ourselves. Why is it so hard to cook food for ourselves? To go running and jogging if we need to exercise, to take time to just relax. I'm so happy cooking for the whole world, but I'm not okay to cook for myself. I'm so happy if someone's ill to go and visit them, but if I'm ill, I'm running around still. So that is the woman's power is so powerful and so strong. When she connects to her light, she radiates that light around her house, and she's awesome. And yet we're so scared of our power that we have so many different types of things bombarding us not to give to ourselves. So it's going to come with loads of excuses, and he can be really religious. You know, go and daven, go and pray. You know, you should say the whole, everything in the siddur from beginning to end, what the men say, what the women say, everything, you should say it, just to take you away from your power and what you're meant to be doing then. We can set times for prayer, that's fine. But when it's at a time where you want to look after yourself, you meant to look after yourself. When you're hungry, do we respect our body, which our body is a vehicle to hold our soul, or do we ignore it? And then we identify this saying, I need to eat that cake, I need to do this now. Is it coming from a place of our light or from a darkness? And sometimes the darkness hijacks us. If we don't give that little voice a platform or a microphone or something, we think that the loud voices in our head are who we are. And that's not who we are. That's just the darkness covering our light. We are a light. And our body's telling us all day things how to look after ourselves, but we run away from it. Eat, sleep, have a rest, go jogging, meet up with friends, do all the things that help you, but we run away because it's so powerful. And another thing which the Yitzhar is extremely good at is being critical and negative. So let's say we had guests unexpected in our house, and our house was a mess, which is normal. And we beat ourselves up. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't get my house together. Why am I not tidy? Why? Oh my gosh, I'm such a slob. They're going to think so bad of me. And that voice plays over and over, and you repeat the scene in your head again and again and again. Who's that voice? Your light or your darkness? Is that voice going to help you be better? You might say, all right, you know what? I'm just a mess. I can't keep it together. Why should I even try? So what the Yetzer Hara does, he comes full of negativity. Full of negativity of all the little things that we do. And what's interesting is we replay negative scenes over and over again in our head. Someone upset you or someone embarrassed you, you go over it and you think of this angle and that angle, and maybe this would have done, and maybe that would have done. And that's the Yetzer Hara going in and in and in and taking residence. And then we think that's who we are. So he's very negative and he puts us in a negative place. Wherever our mind is, our energy is. So if my mind is in a negative place, my energy is going to be in a negative place. And then I think I'm not good because I'm such a negative place. And however I view myself in my head, I'm going to view the world. When you're having a hard day, everything sucks, everyth's annoying. You're trying to drive somewhere and you're running late. Beep, 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 come on everyone, go, go, go. And you're rushing and you're getting cross and everyone's cutting me off, and we don't have space for anyone, because the way I'm feeling about myself, I'm going to project that into everyone else. But when I'm in a calm and centered place, doesn't matter the timings, even though I know I've got 5 minutes to get somewhere. Okay, what can I do? This is what it is. So the Yetzer Hara just fills up with negativity. And they've actually done a study on the neuroplasticity, on the makeup of the brain, that it's like plastic and you can change your shape. So the more negativity what you go to, because it's easier, because it's always easier to go to the thing that you're not meant to do, it's harder to be positive, it widens the space in our brain to let the negativity flow in. But if we stop every day and take 10 seconds throughout the day 6 times to just replay a positive thought in our day, or think of good things and think how you're alive and take deep breaths and feel it, they actually done studies that it opens the part of the brain for positivity. And then it's much easier to connect to the positivity. It opens the pathway. But the pull is so strong to be negative because it pulls us away from our light. And the Yetzer Hara is saying, how committed is she to her light? So just interesting, if you take the time to open up that space in you, it's much easier to absorb the positivity inside of you. So then our body is very clever at getting what it needs. If it needs love and time and attention, it will get it, positive or negative. And you see this much clearer with children. When children are having a hard day and they're feeling neglected, they'll bother you and they'll annoy you and they'll annoy their siblings, and then you give them attention. Be quiet, leave me alone, stop what you're doing, right? But when so they've got the attention that they need, they just didn't know how to get it positively because they're too young to say, well, actually, I'm feeling a bit down right now, I could do some TLC. It doesn't go like that normally. So the body is going to get what it needs either way. And this is really powerful. And when I first heard this concept and internalized it, I didn't like it because it was true. But the more I internalize it, it shifts my space. It shifts my energy from a negative spot to a positive spot. How I'm feeling and when I'm down and what I'm projecting on other people and complaining that they're not doing is actually what I need internally. So let's say after Pesach, I said to my husband, I'm really not feeling so appreciated for all the hard work I put in. And he had thanked me, and I was just not in a great place. And so he thanked me again. And it was a really fascinating concept. It didn't sit with me. And then I realized, imagine you have a cup over here and it doesn't have a bottom on it. It's, I guess, like a kitchen roll. And someone pours in their gratitude and their love for you, it's going to go straight out and it's not going to sit with you. But when you cup the bottom of your cup with your self-worth and listening to your body and giving yourself what you need, when other people give you love, honor you, thank you, give you time and respect you, it can sit with you and you can have a satisfied feeling. Because we need things, but if we don't give it to ourselves, we can't expect other people to fill us up. So I asked myself, Ruty, did you thank yourself for waking such a great Yom Tov? And I went, oh, no, I didn't. And I learned something thanks to Joanne Duck, who put on Sorry Chavid Rigler, who taught me an amazing concept, and it's so powerful. And notice your struggle to do this, and that shows you the power that it has. So I've learned from her to say, you did an amazing job. Good for you. You worked so hard for Yom Tov. It was amazing. It was great. So much variety. Good for you. Sounds weird in the beginning, and it's a struggle to do. But I know because of the struggle is so hard, it's so powerful. When we cup our cup, put the bottom on. And not long ago, I was feeling that my husband didn't have time for me. And I was moaning. I was really hormonal and groaning. And it wasn't helping. Nothing was fitting me up until I said, oh, are you giving time to yourself? Are you prioritizing yourself? Guess what the answer was? It was no. And then I get cross, which is really interesting. I made supper. And again, food is a struggle for me. I don't like eating. And it's a struggle for me to eat and fill my body up. So I made supper, which is a big accomplishment for me. I hate cooking. And then my husband wasn't eating. And I said, have you eaten? Why didn't you eat? I made supper. And he goes, did you eat? No, I hadn't eaten. My body knew it needed nourishment. So I projected that onto someone else. Why didn't you eat? You know, you need nourishment because if you don't eat, you're going to get really hungry, and we don't want that. Yes, that might be true, but it came from a place of my needing that, not from him needing it. It was for me. So who we are as identifying our best self is listening to that soft voice in our head. And the more power we give to it, the more it leads us. And you know, when you've listened to your inner self and you look after yourself, our light shines out bright. Our neshama is shining bright. And you know, when you meet people whose soul is bright, you just want to be around them. And they're so calm and relaxed. And you're like, oh, they make me feel so good. Because their neshama, their light, their soul is hitting your light. And it says, oh, I have this in me too. And it makes us be aware of who we really are. So it's a constant struggle. Are my body pulling me down, my animal instinct, or are my soul? So when we're angry, we react on animal instinct. You know, a monkey, copy a monkey is going to copy you back. You're going to annoy an animal, you're going to wave a red flag in front of a bull. He's going to charge at you. So who is leading me? Who am I? Am I identifying with my light, or am I identifying with my darkness? And it's okay when sometimes we slip up and we say, oh, I went with the wrong side. I went with the wrong way. I darkened myself. And the Yitzhak will say, yeah, you're rubbish. Why did you even try? Don't go do that. It's okay to say, oh, I slipped up. That's okay. I'm going to get back on track now. I'm not giving him power, because you're just going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into your brain. And we don't want that. He doesn't live with us. We don't want him to take up residence. He doesn't pay rent. He doesn't do a good job. We don't want him. But sometimes we're so scared to learn something new because we're so used to that struggle. We don't even see it's a struggle. It's just who I am. This is who I am. And that's it. So we sort of have a dance going on with the Yetzer Hara, and it works. He makes us think we're in control. And really when we listen to him, we're not in control. And it's hard. We're all scared of new things. It's hard to learn a new dance with our light. We're not used to it. But once you start, you go on your dancing partner and you can do it. We can do it. And he's just an illusion. Once you get through him, he's gone. I'm going to share a few things of how to get through our Yetzer Hara. Because again, our body's going to get what we need. And we always need to feel conscious. But a lot of times we live unconscious. But anger makes us conscious. Suddenly we have interaction with people and we're screaming and we're shouting and our heart's beating and we feel so alive. But it's coming from a place of darkness. It's not coming from a place of light. But we get to have the conscious feeling. Children know how to be conscious. It's amazing. They see all the beautiful things. So let's just recap. We said we are a bright soul. In of ourselves, we are worthy and we are special and we are amazing human beings with the spark of Hashem in us. But the pull is always strong. Who are we going to listen to? And know that when the pull is strong, there's something there to shine our light. And that's this quiet voice that tells us how to look after ourselves, what we should do, and we're always pulling. So now, if you're going to go into battle with someone, you've got to know tactics, how to fight them. You can't just say, either we ignore them, we don't even realize we're engaged in battle. So step one is noticing, he's come. Level 57 million thousand on my computer game or whatever. If you take yourself out of it and look at it from above, you're not in it and experience it. He's not taking you and making you feel angry for certain things. Number one is step out and realize, oh, is this my light or my darkness? What's happening here? Oh, I have a battle. Okay, what do I do? If you're going to have people coming towards you with guns and stuff, you don't say, back off. Doesn't work. You've got to know the strategy. So there are certain things that everyone has in them, which is very easy to connect to their light. Can anyone give some suggestions or helps them feel in just an elevated light place that they see things through a better eyes? Can anyone give some suggestions? What makes them full of light? I need some interaction. I can't talk to myself.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah. Gratitude makes you feel alive and makes you feel conscious because you notice what's going on. Amazing. And Seed have an amazing gratitude book. Gratitude is amazing. Anything else? Come on.
Organizing shirim.
If it gives you light, because that's what part of your soul purpose, then yes. Yeah, amazing.
Singing.
Singing, yeah. Singing touches you, makes you move. It's amazing. Great, yeah.
Davening.
Davening, if you connect to davening, yeah, amazing.
Chesed.
Pardon? Chesed, yeah. Chesed makes you feel good, yeah. Any more? Volunteering, yeah. Amazing. Yes. So all these things can connect us to our light. Because again, wherever our mind is, our energy is. So if I'm feeling really down and annoyed, I have to think, okay, strategy, I've got to get out, falling for him. What can I do? If you overthink things too much, you've lost the slot. You just got to be impulsive with this and go for it. Laughter, relationship, yeah, good relationships, yeah. Laughter, if you're ever angry and cross and don't know what to do, you're in that moment and you're just, sometimes when you laugh, even a fake laugh, like, ha, 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 and then you start laughing, really, the Yetzer Hara thinks you've gone mad, so he leaves you. And you might come back very quick again, and you've got to set out a roar again and do it. And there's laughter yoga, which Americans, I think, would go for more easily, not us reserved English people. But why is it so hard for us to go to laughter yoga? Because it's so powerful, and you come home light and amazing, doing a good job, yeah. Dancing puts you in a good space. If you put good music on and just dance in a positive way, it shifts your energy and you feel so much lighter. So that's another way. Laughing, dancing, singing, doing chesed. Hashem makes us, chesed is emulating Hashem, so it makes you feel good. Another way to get rid of the Yetzer Hara is give him a job. He needs to be busy. When your mind is idle and not conscious, the Yetzer Hara is coming in. Give him a job. What jobs can he do? He can definitely tidy my kitchen. He could definitely make Shabbos for me. I need you, go and sweep the leaves up. I need you, go and do the shopping. Obviously, he's not doing the shopping. What the concept is you're shifting your mind so he's not taking over from you. And that's a very powerful one. Shift him and tell him where to go. Another thing you say to him is, sure, I'll do it tomorrow. If he says to you, I really think you should sit right now on the couch and watch EastEnders, and it's not what you want to do, and it's not what you should be doing all the time. Sure, I'll do it tomorrow. And as soon as you tell him yes, you use his language and he separates from you. So that's another tactic to work with him. Positive thinking. We go over the negativity so much. You can only think one thing at once. I think it's this Masilah Sharma, Rebbetzen Hella taught this. Have backup plans. You go into a negative place, switch your mind quickly. Think of something good. Go lie on the beach in Hawaii. Your mind is so powerful. Move it to Hawaii. Move it to somewhere else. But switch from that negativity. So I had this firsthand. Thank God I've been blessed to be trained in the area of connecting to your soul. So it is much easier for me. But I went to return an item that I bought. And for me, sticking up for myself is something difficult. And I knew I have to work on it. So I took it back and said, I'm so sorry that I love the item, but there's a slight problem with it. And she sort of brushed me off and made me feel like it wasn't a problem. I'm imagining it, but I knew I wasn't imagining it. It really rubbed me the wrong way. I was so cross, so annoyed and frustrated. And I realized I was giving her power because it kept replaying over and over again in my head. I was like, enough. She's not having any power over me. So every time it came, I quickly sent my mind somewhere else. And thank God, thank Hashem, it works. It really, really does. Shifting it. So she's not holding me. We give power to someone else. When we do that, we replay the negativity over and over in our brain. Then we're just sending out negative vibes. And once you're in it, you're in it. It's so hard to get out of it. So catch him when he's there and shove him out. We don't want him. Gratitude also makes you more aware of what you've got and to be conscious. And we said the neuroplasticity, concentrate on positive things to open up the part in your brain. And positive thinking. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. I can't tidy up. Shabbos is coming and I have so much to do. Oh my gosh. Pure Yetzirah. Yetzirah taking over you, making you feel like you're worthless. Take your mind and just think, okay. Imagine a peaceful, calm house done for Shabbos. Shift your thing part to it and just project what you want to do. Wherever your mind is, your energy is. You've got to shift that and your energies become positive. And it might take you a long time to keep singing. And the Yetzirah is going to push that mind, the thought out your brain. Get back to it. It's okay. My table is done. It's done. It's clear. It's calm. I'm going to put music on. I'm going to do something to help me. It's another tool to deal with him. Another thing we can do is say to him, you know what? I'm just going to do 5 minutes tidying up. You just want to sit on the couch and you just don't have energy to start. And you don't have energy because sometimes your light is not ignited. If you're tired, you need to go to sleep. But sometimes we're not light. You know, when you're light, the light of God carries you. But when we think we're in control and we're stressed and we're heavy, things don't go my way, it's a weight. And when we're just, I can't do things. It's too difficult for me. But that's not me. That's me giving power to him. No, I am a light. And I just need to reconnect and plug in and reignite and uncover who I am truly. So a few things I think we've said, how to combat him and how to know your struggle is. My sister gave an amazing idea today. She says, okay, what's my most difficult thing for me to do today that I'm scared of? I'm going to start with that right now. Yeah, distraction. Yeah, distraction also helps because it moves your brain. Thank you. And then you just remind me what wants to talk about, which is so important. Thank you so much. And this, Baruch Hashem, I noticed this. I noticed it too late, but there's no too late. In heaven, there's no time. So it wasn't the time for me to know. I wasn't well about 2 years ago, but I realized I went through it in freeze mode because it was too difficult to cope with. So that was how my body chose to cope. But then that was okay. But now I know how to deal with things. So someone called me and said, how did you manage through that hard time? Because I'm having a hard time. And she starts telling me her hard time and she goes, but I know it's from God and I know it's for my good. And then I realized something so powerful. When we're thrown a test and we just say, oh, it's for my good, it's for my good. Yes, it's for your good. But if you don't truly feel it here, you might know it here. If you don't feel it here, it doesn't do anything. And then we're squashing down our feeling. And if you're feeling bad, you can't feel good because the bad memories or the bad feelings are blocking you. They're blocking your light. So what we need to do, which is so powerful, and again, it's hard to do because it's so powerful, is stop and say, oh, wow, this is so hard for me. Wow, I actually don't know what to do myself. I feel so lost. I feel so abandoned, so alone, and so hurt, so painful. And when you can allow yourself that love and self-compassion, then you can slowly shift it. The validation shifts your pain. It doesn't change what happened. It changes your perspective. And this is so powerful. Oh, you're feeling anxious today? Oh yeah, I actually am feeling anxious. And you talk to yourself. It's not crazy. Because when you talk to yourself with self-compassion and love, you're emulating God who is compassionate and loves us whatever happens. So that self-talk is so powerful. Remove your pain and then you can feel the light. And what's really powerful is when we connect to ourselves and know what we need, it doesn't mean we're always doing the right thing, but we're on the track. I'm on the track of connection. I'm looking out for me. Another silly thing that Sahara pulls you away from is when you need the toilet, do you help everyone else in the world? And you say, oh, it's okay, I can wait. Or do we say, hey, my body's telling me something. It's not healthy for me to hold this in. I'm going to take care of myself and go to the toilet. But the Sahara pulls you away from that. We think, oh, who cares? But no, when you give yourself that love and respect, when you change the focus onto you, to your soul, then you can focus to other people positively. And when we can focus on other people positively and have space for them, it's a direct connection to our relationship with God. Because the way we treat ourselves, that manifests into other people, and then we have space. We've opened up the darkness, we've taken it off, and we can connect to Hashem. So I know when I'm not connecting and I don't want to pick up a siddur, or I'm finding it even difficult to talk, I say, hey, am I connecting to myself? Oh no, I'm having a bit of a hard time. And it's a direct consequence of our relationship with the light. And if you can all just take a moment and just close your eyes and picture yourself in a calm place, in a forest, by the beach somewhere, sitting on a bench. And there's this huge bright light shining down. And it comes onto you. And it hits that neshama inside of you and it reignites you, your worth. If you then take that light inside of you and then project it to the world around you. Look at your family members, look at your friends. Can anyone notice how people react to you when you shine your light on them? Can anyone feel something and they can share what they feel? No? Okay. So it should be, if you managed to see that light and send it out. But when you look at people from your light, they react, you won't, yeah. They react to you in a positive way. They're smiling at you more. They're calmer. But if you close your eyes and you don't project light out, remember, there's darkness is the absence of light. So when you're dark and you're looking at people, you're going to be met by a stone wall. Yeah, they smile and light up. Yeah, you're not going to be met with this warmth. So what I project out to people, they're going to feel and respond back to me. If I hit you with soul, you're going to hit me back with soul. If I hit you with ego, I'm going to get ego back. And my kids teach me this. And I'm like, Mommy, you can't control me. And I'm like, all right, ego's hit ego. It doesn't work. So who we really are is our divine, powerful, strong light. And we're more scared of our light than our darkness, because that's like Yitzhahara putting us away. So when we identify that quiet voice inside of us and listen to it, if you meditate and get to a mindful state and you ask yourself a question, you will hear the correct answer. And it might take time or you might need guidance to do it, but it's there. And it's very, very, very powerful when you connect to the light of Hashem. You're light, you're forgiving, you're calmer, you're slower, there's no rush, it's okay. I used to be extremely fast. You were eating, I take your plate out from under you because I want to go wash it already. That was my brain saying, don't deal with yourself, just focus on everybody else and be busy. But the more I've learned what life has taught me and thrown at me, oh, it's okay. When you're filling yourself with light, you can accomplish anything because you're not carrying your own body, you're not heavy. Something bigger believes in you, and all I can do is do my best. And that's all it is do your best. And it says in Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our fathers, who is strong? someone who conquers this Yetzer Hara. We think, but I'm so angry, I'm gonna give it to them. They need to learn, they need to know. If I'm gonna go to someone with that Yetzer Hara in my darkness, I'm gonna only get that smack back in my face. It's not gonna work. When I take time and say, oh, that was so painful. Wow, that hurts so much. Woo, that was painful. When I can absorb my pain, then I can talk to them from a place of my light, and I'm probably going to get a better response than if I attack them with my darkness. So labels, please, with Hashem's help and the month of Kislev coming, which is light, we should be blessed to know our true essence. Women are so powerful. Women are the home. Women are everything. If a woman is in a good mood, she radiates that into the world. And when she's in a bad mood, beware. Let's tap into our power, acknowledge who that teeny voice is, and give him a platform to speak, to be heard, look after our bodies, do things that make you tick, hang out with people, have fun, meet friends, go for a walk in the forest, go swimming, go dancing, do fun stuff, because it elevates you. And when we come home, we're in a much calmer place. So again, remember, the stronger the pull, the more power there is in it. So with Hashem's help, gold is green, Hendon, wherever you all are, the women of us, we're going to be radiating our love and our light, and that's going to make a positive effect on everyone around us, and it's going to help us connect to Hashem. When we're connected to Hashem, it's a circle. We're so light and we're so awesome. So thank you, everyone. I'm Manchester. Yes, I hope
and Natanya. And Natanya.
And Natanya.
And Seattle, Washington.
And Washington, and shout out to all.
Oh, great.